evening to one of all my viewers and subscribers. Starting my video back to Speightstown again on the KNR Husbands Highway. Looking towards the road that will lead back to the north of the island in St. Lucie. This is the KNR Husbands Highway named after Kenmore Nathaniel Roystone Husbands. Hence the name KNR Husbands. The Saw gas station. So this is the reason why the back of Speightstown is being neglected, because the front road is where all the attention is being paid to. So nobody is paying attention to the back part, which is the original site. This highway was opened here in Speightstown around 1990. So people say that Speightstown is a dying town and it is a dead town. It is in a way. They are trying to revive Speightstown. But people are not going to want to come into Speightstown when most businesses are closing down in the back and there's less life in the back. Back to the Saul gas station, the new Kentucky up here, and Chafet restaurant. This is a fast food restaurant similar to that of Kentucky, but it can only be found in Barbados. KFC. Further up the road now, we'll lead back into the parish of St. James, which is on the west coast. This will lead you back to Old Town, which is Barbados' third town. And also the rich town. So this is KFC in Speightstown. This is the second one. And this is Chafet restaurant. Long section. All of our chocolate restaurants in Barbados. Most of them have play park facilities for children. So this is the Speightstown chocolate. Now making my way back through this town to the back now. And this is the back road. I will take my time and look and walk through. I don't get into any problems or run into any issues. So I will just take my time and walk through Speightstown. This is a garden alley that will take you to the back of the Costa Manning store. I will get back to the actual alley through the world during this video. The Methodist Training Institute, which was once Speightstown boys' school. This is the Methodist church here, which dates back to 1859, Speightstown Methodists. So this is the other KFC, which is now going to be soon neglected by people because the one is up front on the main road. So less attention is hardly paid to the one up front. To the one behind. But this is the first one and the original one in Speightstown. So, Speightstown Methodist Church. KFC app. And the Methodist Church. Speightstown Methodist Church. Another historic church in Barbados. This is the old Kentucky in Speightstown. Reserved for minister, who will preach, the priest, reserved for organist, and reserved for steward. Most of these Anglican and Methodist churches and Catholic churches and Moravian churches have parking space reserved for the priest, the organist, and other officials that attend the church. The Methodist Training Institute. This way back to the Kate and our husband's highway via Farm Road. You see the Farm Road Pentecostal Church on top there. The Methodist Church over here. Speightstown Methodist Church. So people live here as well. People live here. The post office in Speightstown. The St. Peter Post Office is also in here. So I'm in Speightstown, St. Peter, to the north of the island. It is on the border with the north and the west of the island. Yeah. Kentucky restaurant again. The majority of these streets in Speightstown are one way now. Back to Speightstown. Back to Main Street, which I will head to shortly. The Republic Bank is in here. This is all the old bus, the old Speightstown road. The buses used to pass here. So that's called Design Center. It says here Archer's Hall Design Center was gutted by fire on the 3rd of September 2020. It was officially opened on the 24th of August 2022 by the Honorable Mayor Amor Motley, Queen's Counsel and Member of Parliament and Prime Minister of Barbados. This is the Cherry Beach restaurant here. Cherry Beach restaurant. the Speightstown Town Centre. So all here is where the bus used to pass before they had the front road. This is the K&R Husbands Highway. The Town Square Shopping Centre here. The Jordan Supermarket here, which was once Elmer's Supermarket. All Jordan Supermarket. It's going to be King Street Beach. The Dutch Spot Bar up here. This is Gordon's Bay up here. The Church of God in Speightstown. So this is the western side of, the southern side of Speightstown. See the little old chapel houses. So this part of Speightstown, as I said before, the buses used to travel through here before they had the front road. The buses used to travel through here. The buses that travel into the north of the island, like Speightstown, Connelltown, St. Lucie, Jersey Hill, St. Lucie, Pike Corner, St. Lucie, Indian Ground, St. Peter, Boscobel, St. Peter, or even the bypass bus from Oyster to Speightstown, which is south to north, west, via west connection bypass bus used to also travel here. All the buses used to come through here. This road will lead back to Royalview, St. Peter. This is the Alexandra Secondary School, which is one of Barbados' top and oldest secondary schools, the Alexandra School. Alexandra. So this road now will lead back to Roadview and back to the Speightstown, Roadview, Battleys, whatever you want to call it, connection. So Roadview, St. Peter, and Battleys on that side from this way, all Speightstown. This is the St. Peter's Bay Hotel, I think. The Alexandra School. Speightstown is almost like a ghost town. People will attest to that. People from the north. A lot of people say that Speightstown is not like a town no more because of how it is. I was saying to somebody, Speightstown can only be like this because people neglect Speightstown, especially this side of Speightstown. People go to the front part, as I said before. A lot of merchants in Speightstown are saying that Speightstown is a neglected town, a forgotten town. Or people don't even come in Speightstown and do shopping. You can't come in Speightstown and shop if they don't got no shops and if they want to live. Church of God in Speightstown. Back to Jordan Supermarket. Going to the Gordon's Bay. I was also told that they used to have pond boat racing in Speightstown. So this is the Queen Street Beach, as it is affectionately known, or Gordon's Bay, as some may refer to it as. This is a rather deserted side of the beach though. You can see a boat in the water. But the song is rather quiet today and I like it like that. I like it when it's like that. Less trouble, less harassment, less people in your way. All back at the Esplanade and the jetty. Yes, Speightstown jetty. So where Jordan is now was once Elmer's supermarket. Elmer's supermarket was here. Jordan supermarket. Jordan supermarket. I didn't even know somebody was in there. I don't have to worry because I ain't got the teeth nothing or do nothing. Just walking through Speightstown or vlogging Speightstown. Back to the bar, that spot, and the Town Square Shopping Centre. Between 2021 and 2022, these roads behind here have been made one-way, sorry. All back to Cherry Beach restaurant. The $3 store, known as the Dollar White store. It started up at the $3 store, but things in here cost more than $3 now. Things in there cost more than $3. But it started out in 2005 in Speightstown as the $3 store. The first store was in Swan Street. Everything in there was $3. This $3 store was in Swan Street, Speightstown. And then it branched out and went into different, more parts of town and away from town. The blue machine at the Public Bank here in Speightstown. So Speightstown is a rural town. The post office is behind here. St. Peter is a rural parish to the north of the island. And a bit of it touches the west coast. This part of St. Peter is on the border with the west coast. Affinity Plus Credit Union. ATM for Royal Bank. I guess be careful and take my time. Caribbean Art Gallery upstairs. All Seasons Boutique. Anchor Optical. So here where Quartz was in here for many years until it moved in March, the ending of March 2025 to move into the W Plaza, which is at Welch's. The W Plaza is at Welch's, St. Thomas. The W Plaza is at Welch's, St. Thomas. But go back. The Little Bristol ice cream parlor was in here first. Back at Courts. Courts was all in here. ABC Bank here in Speightstown. And you do at Best Home Center, which is a hardware store in the back. See the ABC Bank. See the ATM and so on. The Just Chilling Bar. And this is the old Noah Rush building where the Noah Rush Pharmacy was. So the Just Chilling Bar here. Noah Rush Pharmacy was here. The building is just neglected and abandoned. So this is the back of Speightstown. The back shoe store was in here first. This H&B highway. This is where the Costa Manning store was. So this is the Little Bristol Beach Bar. So the Costa Manning's appliance store was in here. Manning's, then the Costa Manning's. The Costa Manning's was in here up until 2009 when they closed down. You can see one of the old-time buses taking people on a tour. This was the Fisherman's Pub restaurant. Fisherman's Pub was established in 1936. Salt pond here. A brief history of Speightstown now. So Fisherman's Pub is run by Clement Armstrong, who took after his father. So I'm going to Speightstown.
Yeah, Dan Roy.
Yeah, sure, man. Back on the sea, the jetty. This is the fish market. Back up on the bridge. The fish market in Speightstown, which was opened by the Prime Minister Owen Arthur on the 16th of June 2006. Opened by Owen Arthur, who was also the Member of Parliament for St. Peter. The jetty over the Esplanade over here. Speightstown jetty. As I said before, this jetty was originally a board flooring. This jetty in Speightstown was originally a board flooring, and then in you see the bus here in full. Originally it was a board flooring. Then in 2012 2012, around May or June, the boardwalk, some of the board flooring started to drop out, so it was eventually declared unsafe for pedestrians, so it had to close down to pedestrian access. Then in 2020, 8 years later, around COVID, or just after we had reopened from COVID, the COVID lockdown, they decided to open it back with a concrete flooring. So they refurbished it and we opened it. All down to the jetty. Looking back in a northern direction towards St. Lucie, which is the northernmost parish, but you can see the Barbados St. Lucie here. You can see St. Peter's Parish Church up ahead here. We're on the heading to now. So, making my way back up to Speightstown. And we're like a long fall now too. St. Peter Parish Church here, built in 1837. I'll get to that shortly though. All this sea here, the jetty. So, this is St. Peter's Church Street in Speightstown. And this way to Queen Street, as I showed you just now, the fish market in Speightstown. I will go back to Queen Street, Church Street. So this is Church Street. Because of St. Peter's Parish Church, it got the name Church Street. St. Peter's Parish Church was built in 1837, destroyed by fire on the 21st of April 1980. It was built and dedicated in 1983. The S.Y. Adams store, which is an Indian-owned Muslim Indian store, where the Wally's clothing store was. S.Y. Adams now occupies this building. So this is the church. St. Peter's Parish Church is an Anglican church. When this tragic fire took place on the 21st of April 1980, people wept openly as the church burnt. But not much of the church was burnt because most of the fabric, like the gallery and so on, is still in place. But in terms of the organ, the pipe organ, the 99-year-old Hill and Son pipe organ went down in the fire. Fortunately, happily, unfortunately, it was rebuilt well, not rebuilt, but refurbished and rededicated in 1983 by the Bishop of the day, Drexel Gomez. And the priest at the time was the Bishop Rufus Broom, who later became the Bishop of Barbados. At the Eddie's store, which sells different things, fans, coolers, gift sets, bags, batteries, ironing boards, kitchenware. And the Eddie supermarket is next door. Eddie's store here. And St. Peter's Parish Church again, which is now locked, closed. Back at S.Y. Adams store, where the Wally's store was. St. Peter's Anglican Church, known as the Cathedral of the North. Two of our prime ministers had their funeral services there back to back. Owen Arthur and Lord Erskine Sandford, two prime ministers that succeeded each other. Up to the Esplanade over here. And the Esplanade over here. This looks like a no ice cream parlor. The Indian Sugar Mama. This looks like a no ice cream flat. This looks like a new establishment. I was here last month and this was not here. So this is the front of the church now, the facade of the church. I'm going to leave Speightstown. St. Peter's Parish Church, Anglican Episcopal. Or the jetty. The Happiness Cafe and Event Hub. It says 1630, named after the time that they established Speightstown. Cafe, event and event hub, Happiness, PRC Bakery. Here in Speightstown. Orange Street Grocer. You can see where the St. Peter's school was. This was the primary school. St. Peter's Girls School was here, and the bus stand was also here. Years ago, the bus stand was here. Straight down will be Sand Street, which should be leading you back to the north of the island in St. Lucie. This was the old road. All here is the old Speightstown Road. So this is the Alma Parish Secondary School. My aunt is the principal here now. Alma Parish School opened around 1995 or 96. It was a school created for children who had challenges learning. This was the old resource. This is the resource center. This school was open for children who had challenges learning. Children who had challenges learning used to come to school here. And then in 2017, the school closed because no one passed for this school during the 11+ exam. So they had to close it. But then in 2025, February 1st, The school was later reopened. My aunt is the new principal here. My aunt used to teach computer education here at Alma Parish. You see the old St. Peter's Girls School in the background. And the church, St. Peter's Parish Church in the background. My aunt used to teach IT there. This is the police station here, District E. So upcoming the police station, District Police Station, which was originally at Station Hill, St. Peter. And the bus stand used to be here, where the parish school was. The bus stand was there. The buses used to park there, right next to the St. Peter's Girls School. But then in 1990, they opened this new bus stand, this bus terminal here. There's a bus terminal and a depot. So buses for the north of the island would depart from this terminal. When they come from town, they would depart from here. They would come in here.
This boy finds a huge egg on the seashore.
Before heading to the north of the island. And there's the north to south via the west coast and the south coast bus connection. This is the Oyster to Speightstown bypass bus. There's also the south north cross country bus connection, which is Bathsheba to Speightstown bus connection. About the Speightstown. The terminal here, the bus terminal. Let's the terminal. Terminal here in Speightstown. Bus terminal in Speightstown. The bus terminal here with the big blue and yellow buses, transport buses. So this way to take you back to the north of the island in the parish of St. Lucie, where the K&R Husbands Highway. And this will take you back to the west coast and back to the new KFC restaurant. The tarmac, this is the parking space for the yellow buses. It's also here. The tarmac, the parking space for the privately owned yellow buses is also here. The outlet is here. And the bus terminal, car park space for the drivers' cars. So what to know? Have a blessed evening and stay tuned for more videos